Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs had one of the best defenses in college football history last season. And after losing 8 starting defenders to the NFL draft last week, I think it's only safe to say that the 22 defense should be able to take a step backwards from last year's incredible defense. But if these 5 guys step up and become the players that we think they can be and take that next step, I think Georgia can still have one of the best defenses in college football for the upcoming season. Of course, that's what this video is all about. And the first guy I want to talk about is Jamon Dumas-Johnson. Listen, nobody is pumping out inside linebackers better than Glenn Sherman and the University of Georgia. Roquan Smith, Tay Crowder, Monty Rice, Nakobe Dean, Channing Tindall, Quay Walker. If you play for Glenn Sherman, you're going to play in the NFL. And the next guy on the list is Jamon Dumas-Johnson. A little shorter of a linebacker, but he's quick, instinctive, good sideline to sideline, knows how to tackle. And I think he is the next guy to be a superstar at middle linebacker for the Georgia Bulldogs. Had an interception, actually a pick 6 early in the season against UAB. Can help on special teams, but the position's open for grabs, right? Nakobe Dean's not coming back. You need a guy in the middle who can run down the ball carrier, get sideline to sideline, be the coach of the defense, right in the middle of the field. Jamon Dumas-Johnson, only in his second year, I think, can do that. So I think he's going to play a lot in just his second year in Athens. I know the staff is raving about him, and there's plenty of talent at linebacker. A lot of guys who are just waiting for their opportunity, waiting for their turn. But I think Jamon Dumas-Johnson, if he continues to develop, I think he is the next staple All-American type of middle linebacker playing for Glenn Sherman, the Georgia Bulldogs. So he is a guy who I think is going to have a breakout season this upcoming fall. Another guy at linebacker, MJ Sherman. Listen, that is go time for MJ Sherman. It is go time. One of their top 5-star prospects, signees from the 2020 class. Listen, this is the guy who they recruited over Will Anderson, a kid in the middle of the state of Georgia who goes to Alabama and is one of the best players in college football. MJ Sherman hasn't done anything at Georgia through his first 2 seasons. Now, I know he's dealt with some injuries, but he's got the size. He has the potential to still be very good. But this is a guy that the Georgia staff was really high on, and they only took one outside linebacker in that class. He's one of them, right? They could have picked from anyone in the country. They went to, up to the Virginia area, DC area, and they got him because he's the one they wanted. Now it's time to make it happen. And if he's healthy, I expect him to start to flash and be that player that a lot of people, including us, thought he could be. So this is year 3. He's got to play. If he wants to play in the league anytime soon, he's got to show up and have some solid junior film. So probably not going to be a 3-and-out guy unless he has one of the best seasons of anyone on the team. But he needs to get out there and show what he can do. Now, they're not hurting an outside linebacker. They've got plenty of edge rushers. Nolan Smith, of course, came back. You've got Robert Beal, Xavier Sori, another young player who I think the staff's really high on. But MJ Sherman, go time. Year 3, former 5-star, hasn't done much. Needs to have something good happen this fall, in my opinion. On the defensive line, Zion Logue. There are a lot of guys on the defensive line who are ready for their opportunity, right? No Jordan Davis, no Devonta Wyatt, no Trayvon Walker. There's still Jalen Carter. He's going to be the guy, one of the best players in college football, but he's going to need some help. And Zion Logue is a big, strong guy from, I believe, the 2019 class. This is year 4 for him. He's itching for playing time. If he can continue to develop this spring, I mean, Trey Scott has a lot going for him, obviously, with 3 guys drafted high in the NFL draft. He's turned into one of the best college assistant coaches in the league. If he can take Zion Logue and turn him into an impact player, that is going to really help this defense. It's only going to help Jalen Carter too. So Zion Logue is a 4th-year guy with size and length and the ability to make plays. Could play on the edge if they're in serious, trying to stop the run, but he can move inside as well. He's got that type of size and versatility to his game. So I think he is a breakout candidate on the defensive line. There's a lot of them, but I think that Zion Logue, a guy who Dean saw in high school and was really impressed with, and a guy who is easy to notice when he's out there. It said, okay, Zion Logue is out there getting some reps now. So he's someone who I think could be able to turn into an impact starter. And if he does, I think that's going to be a good thing, for Jalen Carter, the defensive line, and the entire defense as a whole. So definitely a guy to know. Nyland Green, a cornerback, one of my favorite players from the 2021 signing class. You saw what he could do at G-Day last month with the big interception, high pointing the football off that trick play that Don Blaylock threw. But length, athleticism, ball skills, the guy knows how to cover. There's a reason he was one of the top cornerback prospects across the country in the 2021 class. And I know the staff really likes the guys they brought in there. Kamari Laster, second-year player, 3-star out of Tuscaloosa. Javon Bullard, 3-star from Milledgeville, Baldwin High School. They weren't as highly ranked as Nyland Green was, and there's a reason for that. Nyland Green is really, really good, and someone's going to have to step up at cornerback opposite of Keely Ringo and make some plays. And I think Nyland Green is a guy who has the size, has the speed, has the fundamentals, the ball skills to make that happen. So he's got to be in a position to make some plays, and I think he's going to this year. That position is up for grabs. A lot of cornerbacks trying to get onto the field, and I think Nyland Green, if he continues to progress and develop the way I think he could, I still think he has a very, very bright career in Athens. Now, another defensive back I want to talk about, Taiki Smith. Remember, he didn't play at all last year due to injury, but he was one of their bigger transfers. Guys they brought in through the transfer portal from West Virginia, was one of the best defensive backs in the Big 12 during the 2020 season. Transferred to Georgia to play with Jamal Adai, who is now at Miami. So the coach that, he followed to Georgia is no longer there, but this kid can play. He's going to play in that star position, versatile defender in the secondary, knows how to cover, can kind of cover those guys in the slot, but he's physical enough. He can help against the run. You can bring him off the blitz if you need to. So the potential's there, and he has experience, and he's made a lot of plays at the college football level, but didn't play a ton last year really at all, right? So he's a guy that I think a lot of people have forgotten about, but if he's in there and he's healthy, he knows what to do, and he's going to make that secondary very, very good. I spoke in another video that, I think Georgia's secondary could be even better in 2022 than it was last year, and it was pretty good last year outside of the SEC championship game. And if Taiki Smith, again, the West Virginia transfer from 2 years ago, if he's healthy and ready to play, I think he's a guy who can make a really big impact. So those 5 guys, I think if they can step up and take their game to the next level, I think Georgia's defense might take a small step back from last year, which, makes sense, right? But I still think they're going to be a very, very decent group as a whole and could be one of the best in college football in 2022. Guys, thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I'll see you over on the website.